While films about slavery, segregation, and the black struggle are important educational tools, it's also important to take a step back and remember that films about trauma are not the be-all and end-all of black entertainment. Black people, like everyone else, deserve happy-go-lucky romances, cultural explorations, and cheesy coming-of-age films. So, if you're looking for ways to honor black culture, we've got you covered. We've compiled a list of films that celebrate black joy. Number 10. Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit. Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit is a Touchstone Pictures musical comedy film directed by Bill Duke and released in 1993. The sequel to the 1992 film Sister Act is loosely based on the life of Crenshaw High School choir instructor Ira Stevenson. Whoopi Goldberg reprises her role as Dolores Van Cartier in the story, as she comes to the aid of her nun friends, who need her help to save her old school. The majority of the original cast members return for the sequel, including Maggie Smith, Kathy Najimy, Winnie McKenna, and Mary Wicks. The film was less commercially successful than its predecessor and received mostly negative reviews, but it was well received by fans of the first film. Dolores Van Cartier has become a well-known performer in Las Vegas since posing as a nun to avoid the mob, and she has an entire dinner show based on her experience. She reunites with her friends, sisters Mary Patrick, Mary Robert, and Mary Lazarus during her most recent performance. They asked for her assistance, reuniting her with the Reverend Mother, who explains that the convent nuns now teach at St. Francis Academy in San Francisco, where Dolores was a student. Unless its reputation is improved, the school will be forced to close. The nuns ask her to resurrect her alter ego, Sister Mary Clarence, and take on the role of the new music teacher. She agrees, albeit reluctantly. Mary Clarence meets the school's friar staff, led by the humble but inept Father Morris, as well as the diocese administrator, Mr. Chris, at the school. She attends her first music class, where she meets the rowdy teenagers who are only there to get an easy A. When Mary Clarence introduces a firmer hand, in class, the ringleader, Rita Louise Watson, walks out. The other students remain in order to avoid failure. When they spontaneously start singing in unison, Mary Clarence decides to turn them into a choir, which the students initially oppose. Number 9. Crush Groove. Crush Groove is a 1985 American comedy drama film directed by Michael Schultz and written by Ralph Farquhar, who also produced the movie, along with George Jackson and Doug McHenry. This film is based on the early days of Def Jam recordings and up-and-coming record producer Russell Simmons, renamed Russell Walker in the film, who is played in his feature film debut by Blair Underwood. Simmons was a co-producer and story consultant for the film, and he also appeared in it as a club owner named Crockett. Russell Walker's Crush Groove record label has signed all of the hottest acts, including Run DMC, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Alonzo Brown, and Curtis Blow. Their music is produced by Rick Rubin. When Run DMC has a hit record and Russell lacks the funds to press it, he borrows money from a street hustler. Russell and his brother Ron are both vying for the heart of R&B singer-percussionist Sheila E. at the same time. LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, New Edition, The Fat Boys, and some of their songs are also featured in the film, as are songs by Chaka Khan, Debbie Harry, and the Gap Band. Members of the R&B group Full Force appear as bodyguards in the film. Number 8. Deliver Us from Eva. The other film of the same weekend, Deliver Us from Eva, is based on a romantic bet. My general thoughts on this unhappy genre can be found in my review of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days in today's Weekend Plus. It has the advantage of being about one bet rather than two, allowing us to keep at least one of the protagonists as someone we can safely like. But it moves from one plot point to the next with such deliberateness that we want to stand next to the camera, holding up cards with lettered clues and suggestions. Gabrielle Union and LL Cool J star in the film, and they have every reason to like each other, even if Union's brothers-in-law aren't paying him $5,000 to take her out, make her fall in love, and move with her to a faraway town. They despise the woman. We can't say we can't. Union portrays Eva, the eldest of the Dandridge sisters. Eva took on the task of raising the girls after their parents died unexpectedly, and she has never been able to stop giving orders, not even now that they are grown. Number 7. Just Right. Leslie Wright, Queen Latifah, is a physical therapist who lands the dream job of working with basketball superstar Scottman Knight, Common. Everything is fine until Leslie realizes she is falling in love with him. Scott, on the other hand, is unconcerned about Leslie's romantic advances and instead focuses his attention on Morgan Paula Patton, Leslie's gorgeous friend who would love to be the basketball player's trophy wife. Number 6. Brown Sugar. Sydney Sanalathan and Dree Tay Diggs can trace their friendship and careers back to a single childhood memory, witnessing the birth of hip-hop on a New York street corner. She is now a renowned music critic, and he is a successful, albeit unfulfilled, music executive. Both realize that remembering what they learned the day on the corner will be the only way to fulfill their true life passions. Number 5. About Last Night. Danny Michael Ely meets successful businesswoman Debbie Joy Bryant while out with his loudmouthed pal Bernie, Kevin Hart. Debbie is as wary of relationships as Danny is. However, Danny and Debbie are both drawn to each other and end up spending the first of several nights together. Despite warnings from Bernie and Debbie's best friend, Joan Regina Hall, the two attempt to make their relationship work. Meanwhile, Bernie and Joan develop their own chemistry. Number 4. Central Intelligence. Central Intelligence is a 2016 American action comedy, film directed and written by Ross and Marshall Thurber, Ike Barinholtz, and David Stassen. Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson star as two old high school classmates who go on the run after one of them joins the CIA to save the world from a terrorist who plans to sell satellite codes. The film had its world premiere on June 10, 2016 in Los Angeles and was released theatrically in the United States on June 17, 2016. Central Intelligence received positive reviews for Hart and Johnson's performances, but negative reviews for the script, grossing $217 million worldwide against a $50 million budget. Calvin, the Golden Jet Joyner, a star athlete, is honored at his high school in 1996. A group of bullies led by Trevor Olson throws the naked, morbidly obese nerd Robbie Weirdich into the gymnasium where the school assembly is taking place halfway through Calvin's speech, except for Joyner and his girlfriend, Maggie Johnson, who are sympathetic to Weirdich. Everyone bursts out laughing. In an act of compassion, Joyner covers Weirdich with his varsity jacket. Weirdich apologizes to Calvin and flees in shame. Joyner is married to Maggie and works as a forensic accountant in 2016, but he is unhappy with his job. Maggie suggests they see a therapist in order to save their failing marriage. Joyner receives a Facebook friend request from a man named Bob Stone, who invites Joyner to meet at a bar. When Stone and Joyner meet at the bar, Stone reveals himself as Weirdich to Joyner, who is shocked to discover that Weirdich has transformed himself from a morbidly obese nerd into a muscular, fit, and confident man with advanced hand-to-hand combat skills. Stone requests that Joyner examine some online transactions, and Joyner discovers a multi-million-dollar auction with bidders from radical countries, with the final bids set to close the following day. Number 3. Coming to America. Prince Akeem Eddie Murphy is the prince of a prosperous African country who desires nothing more than a wife who will love him despite his title. To avoid an arranged marriage, Akeem flees to America with his snobbish sidekick, Semi Arsenio Hall, to find his queen. He falls in love with Lisa, Sherry Headley, while disguised as a foreign student working in fast food, but struggles with revealing his true identity to her and his marital intentions to his king father, James Earl Jones. Number 2. Friday. It's Friday, and Craig Jones, Ice Cube, was fired for stealing cardboard boxes. To make matters worse, rent is due. He despises his domineering girlfriend, Joy Paula Jai Parker, and his best friend, Smokey Chris Tucker, owes money to a local drug dealer, and that's all before lunch. As the hours pass, Jones and Smokey witness the full spectrum of urban life, complete with crackheads, shootouts, and overly sexual pastors, all crammed into one incredible Friday. Number 1. Drumline. Drumline, set against the high-energy, high-stakes world of show-style marching bands, is a fish-out-of-water comedy about a talented Harlem Street drummer who enrolls at a Southern university, expecting to lead its marching band's drumline to victory. He initially struggles in his new environment before realizing that success requires more than talent. That's all we had for you today. Hope you enjoy the show. If so, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also, show us some love by clicking on the like button below and sharing the video with your friends and family. Turn on the notification button to get updates on our new videos.